This episode is sponsored by Lucky Duck Games. Check out their late pledge for Chronicles of Crime Millennium. Thank you for joining me at Tantrum House Studio D. I'm Kevin Delp. Today we'll be looking at board games launching the first half of May on Kickstarter. So congratulations to the winner from our last video. Your name is in the description of this one. And let's get started on today's video. Already on Kickstarter, Artipia Games had launched Rush MD ICU. This is an expansion to Rush MD, a real-time co-op worker placement game.
In Rush MD, you need to admit and examine patients, perform surgeries, and work closely together with your fellow doctors and nurses to efficiently run the hospital. In Rush MD ICU expansion, the pressure is even higher as you will need to admit badly wounded or seriously ill patients to the intensive care unit, perform defibrillation and electrocardiograms, and do all it takes to keep them alive. Additionally, ICU brings a new medical examinations board with more thematic dexterity minigames. ICU means more pressure, more variability, and higher difficulty, requiring better communication, quicker collaboration, and swift decision-making to save as many lives as possible. Join our campaign today. Get Rush MD and Rush MD ICU at amazing prices and help us unlock extra modules and more material for the game. Thank you very much for your support.
And I Missed Island Siege coming from Ape Games. This game is the anniversary edition that now plays up to 4, comes with some new expansions, engraved dice, and a deluxe 2-layer player board, all for $30. On May 1st, we'll see The Phantom the Card Game, a 1 to 2 player game that plays in about 20 to 45 minutes. It's an adventure game where you seek help from allies using weapons and actions to support you. Also on May 1st, we'll see Hidden Territories, Every Hero Needs a Quest, a game for 1 to 4 players. Takes about 1 to 2 hours to play. Heroes are exploring the kingdom, filled with perilous monsters, nefarious enemies, and fantastical locations. These next few launch on May 5th. Lost Lights from Board Game Circus. This is a 2-player only game that takes about 15 to 25 minutes to play. The players will be battling themselves as parties of diverse animalistic characters for control over the regions. White Label Game launches High Noon, a game for 2 to 6 players, takes about 1 to 2 hours to play. Players send their posses into battle to settle their scores the only way they know how, gunslinging. AV Studio Games launches Pulp Invasion, a game for 1 to 2 players, takes about 20 to 40 minutes to play. The game uses a bag building mechanic, and cards are played to explore various sectors of space, and 6 custom dice are used for combat situations. Clever Green Board Games launches Shards of the Jaguar, a game for 2 to 4 players, takes about 90 minutes to play. You and your fellow young tribe members have to go to the sacred temple, where the Jaguar's remaining shards are still to be found, and take part in the initiation ceremony. Guildhall Studios launches Sea of Legends, a game for 1 to 4 players, takes about 90 to 120 minutes to play. This is a narrative-driven open-world tabletop board game where you'll swashbuckle and swindle your way to victory as one of the 4 unique captains. Raid ports, buried treasure, fall in love, and defeat your nemesis as you compete to become the most legendary pirate on the open sea. Euthia, Torment of Resurrection is a competitive strategic role-playing board game set in an open fantasy world. Players choose one of 5 heroes and uncover a modular map full of quests, precious natural resources, and dangerous enemies. Beautiful Disaster Games launches Crisis at Steamfall, an expansion. This is called a Genesis. A game for 1 to 4 players, takes about 1 to 3 hours to play. On May 11th, Brainworm Incorporated launches Cardspiracy, a game for 4 to 8 players, takes about 40 to 60 minutes to play. This is a social strategy card game where players compete to attract the most followers by creating viral headlines on their conspiracy blog. Also on May 11th, we'll see Sea of Nadia from McClay's Games, a game for 2 to 4 players, takes about 40 to 60 minutes to play. It's all about hunting treasures around the Sea of Nadia. You'll dive into a fantasy land of the 17th century where treasures are all over the islands of the sea. On May 12th, Horrible Guild launches Railroad Ink Challenge. We already know about the blue and red boxes, now we have the green and yellow boxes. If you're not familiar with the series, it's a roll and write type of game. Brain Sandwich Games launches Fray, Champions of the Everyverse on May 12th, a game for 2 to 4 players, takes about 30 to 60 minutes to play. This is an arena combat skirmish game, allowing players to pit different champions from across genres and history against each other. Known as Watchers, they pull these champions to the arena to see who can rise above the fray. Mythic Games launches Hell, the Last Saga, a game for 2 to 4 players. It takes about 1 to 2 hours to play. This is a co-op survival horror Viking board game. The game offers players the chance to lead a small group of survivors, each with their own background and secret motives. The players must cooperate if they want to survive the immediate dangers of cold, hunger, and external threats, but will also have to complete their inner quest to be worthy of the saga that will retain their name. Also on May 12th, we'll see Crimson Company Ragnorak with a big new collector's box and a fully featured mobile app. On May 13th, SHEOL launches, a game for 1 to 4 players, takes about 1 to 2 hours to play. The last survivors of humanity found shelter to survive. It's here that the scouts head out to explore the desolate lands of SHEOL in search of resources. On May 15th, Cranio Creations launches Maharaja, and I have this cool video to show you. And in mid-May, we'll see Frenemey Pastry Party. This game has already been out, but they are bringing it to Kickstarter, I think, for a US release. It's a game for 3 to 6 players, takes about 15 to 30 minutes to play. A big shout out to GameFound, one of our series sponsors. They are a free-to-use pledge manager. You can learn more about them at gamefound.com. And I have all that stuff in the description of this video, and you can email them at business@gamefound.com. So from this video, we are going to be doing some videos. So we'll be looking at Sea of Legends from Guildhall Studios. That is coming May 5th. And then also on May 5th, we will be doing a video for Lost Lights. I'm not sure if we're going to be getting a preview of the Railroad Ink game from Horrible Guild. I know it's just a lot harder for companies with the situation that we're in the world to get prototypes out with people being sequestered. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back in a couple weeks. And don't forget to check out MeepleRealty.com. They have awesome board game organizers for Feudum, Take to Walk On, War Chest, and more.